The man just put on a mask like the Grim Reapers. The Bureau of Espers went on emergency alert under his gaze. He's even all over the country's most wanted list, with his handsome face on every single poster. All because he awakened the power to cause accidents. Even a regular pencil can kill without a trace. But to get his blind little sister treatment at the Esper Bureau, he still walked right into a torture-filled prison.
He thought his sister was almost fully recovered,
When suddenly, he heard she was crushed alive under rubble. Right then, Ningfeng stared at his sister's body in a nutrient tank. His eyes hardened instantly. After you left, your sister awakened. The most powerful Esper ability collapse. The Luo Corporation wanted your sister's powers, so they forced out some of her abilities. If I'd gotten there a little later, maybe your sister would have made it. Lao Meng, just stop. Let's begin. Ningfeng walked to a chair nearby. He waved his hand grandly, splattering red liquid onto the white floor. Cold sweat dripped down Lao Meng's forehead. Ningfeng, are you crazy? You sure you want all 4 limbs replaced with prosthetics? But Ningfeng's face showed zero fear.
He smacked his lips lightly,
Then stabbed his own leg with a curved blade, totally expressionless. My body isn't strong enough. Just fit me with mechanical limbs now. As long as Luo Corp pays the price, I'll take any pain. A few hours later, Mingfeng moved his new body a bit, and couldn't help but praise Lao Meng's skills. But even a hard-working guy like him was still blinded in his left eye by the Luo Corporation, and forced to live in this abandoned warehouse. Lao Meng, this isn't enough. I need electric shocks to my body, so my cells get more active. Lao Meng froze in place at that, never imagining that the once-spirited kid would become like this. You really want to do this? You realize this could kill you, right? As Lao Meng said this, Ningfeng was already strapping his arms to the chair, calling it a healing chair, was just fooling themselves. It was pure torture. Ningfeng sat down, with total determination. He glanced at his sister in the nutrient tank, and cleared his mind completely. Let's start. I can take it. Lao Meng's head was throbbing with anger, but still cranked the current higher and higher. With the sound of the electric chair powering up, arcs of electricity became visible, coursing across Ningfeng's body. Ningfeng clenched his teeth, veins bulging, showing just how much pain he was in. But not a single scream came from that huge warehouse. Time jumped to night. On the busiest street in Longcheng, car horns honked non-stop. A man wearing a skull mask sat in a corner, sharpening a pencil bit by bit. Just wait, I'll use this pencil to make you the new-gen Invisible Man. Vanish into thin air right in front of everyone. According to Lao Meng, the Luo Corporation sent 3 espers to grab his sister. And the first to strike was Luo Chun. Luo Chun, by the way, is their rising star, the most watched esper at Luo Corp. Beneath his impressive looks is a downright vicious heart. Luo Chun, my accident zone is 500 meters. But to take you down, that's more than enough. Ningfeng curled his finger, cold eyes scanning the street, like he was doing some math. Then a red glow flickered from a trash bin nearby. And his pencil glowed too. Does it match my calculations? If I set the pencil on that trash bin, this new gen esper should be ready to say goodbye, Yingfeng. Blood is boiling, killing intent pouring out. The wounds not quite healed started to ache, pushing his nerves even harder. After accident evolved. As soon as his calculations succeed, everyone involved in this accident gets wrapped in a red glow, linking them all together. Ningfeng called it the accident route. Right now, Linfeng just needs to stop thinking and put the pencil in the right spot to finally kill Luo Chen. But he changed his mind. Killing Luo Chen that easily would be too merciful. Behind the black skull mask, Ningfeng grinned madly. No, making you suffer is even better. I want you to really feel the pain and despair. With that, Ningfeng started calculating again, smiling. He unleashed his esper power. Everything within 500 meters was under his control. He glanced at his watch, which read exactly 12:30. Accident calculations begin. Scanning the whole power range, Ningfeng saw a middle-aged woman rocking a little girl beside him, a biker waiting at the light, 3 kids with backpacks, an old man by the trash can, coughing over and over, and a girl across the street,
touching up her makeup in a compact mirror near the bus stop.
even a bird darting past the lights at the intersection, and folks in the shops across the way, and crowds coming and going in the big building. Luo Qian's invisibility power doesn't just hide him from view. The key is, when he's invisible,
His skin,
becomes 10 times harder than diamond. To kill him, you have to catch him before he fully activates that power.
his fingers tapped the air.
As all the glowing red objects lit up before his eyes, the intersection's light turned green, and a huge double-decker bus rolled into sight, its red glow shockingly bright, while a motorcycle engine rumbled heavily. On another street, as the wind blew, Ning Feng's trench coat swirled. It was about to start. Accidents and tomorrow. You never know which will come first. At the moment the light turned green, Ning Feng's watch froze at 12:32. It's time. Ning Feng tugged up his hood, hiding himself completely in the dark. No hesitation at all. He crossed with the crowd on the crosswalk, then quickly went to the other side, heading straight for the old trash bin beside the bus stop. He stopped right 2 tiles away from it, checked the time as he turned, picked up his sketch pencil, placed it exactly as calculated, making sure the placement was precise, up on the left corner of the trash bin, gently adjusting the angle, turning the logo side, toward the people by the bus stop.
After all that,
Ning Feng checked the time 12:33, right on schedule. He then pushed the skull mask tighter on his face. There was an unabashed smile under the mask, hidden in a corner where no one noticed. It slowly faded away. In the darkness, a pair of crimson eyes watched, observing everything about to happen. Vroom, vroom, vroom. A harsh motorcycle engine roared at the back of the traffic. A fiery red heavy motorcycle, with an empty rider's seat. It drew everyone's attention. Ming Feng's gaze turned ice cold instantly, even though the others stayed invisible. That strong, dangerous feeling was unmistakable. His hate made it clear. That was a core invisible ability user from the Luo group. Luo Chun weaved his motorcycle through the jammed cars, about to run the red light and take off. At the same time, that pencil Ning Feng left, on top of the trash can, was hit by the splash from a slowly stopping taxi, knocked away by the water, clattered against the edge of the can, then fell to the ground. The crisp sound caught the attention of an old man waiting at the bus stop nearby. Curious, he got up to pick up the pencil, but he bumped into a woman eating next to him. She started choking right away and began coughing hard. The woman clutched her throat, her face turning red. Other waiting passengers rushed over in panic. She's choking, help her cough it out. The noise caught the attention of the invisible biker about to leave.
Luo Chun,
The old man finally revealed his head from invisibility. A floating head hovered above the motorcycle. It looked super weird. Luo Chun tilted his head, looking toward the noisy crowd at the bus stop. His exposed face happened to catch the eye of some young women who'd just walked out of a nearby shop. That's Luo Chun. It's Luo Chun. Oh my god, it's really him. I actually saw him. It's Luo Chun for real. Quick, record it. The girls cheered, looking sexy and excited, all pulling out their phones, snapping pictures of Luo Chun nonstop. Luo Chun revved his engine in response. Vroom! Then raced the red light and sped away. At the same time, up high on the building the girls had just left, construction workers hung outside the building, working on replacing the exterior walls, right below the glass. The girls' cheering made them look over without thinking. They lost focus. The glass, tied with ropes in their hands, started spinning in the air, catching the sunlight, and reflecting it straight at the invisible biker. A painful glare shot right into Luo Chun's eyes. His half-visible head tensed up, eyes trying to close by reflex. But the motorcycle didn't slow down at all. It just dashed forward. A deafening bus horn blared, right by Luo Chun's ears. The wind roared inches away. The bus was barreling down the street at full speed, never expecting Luo Chun to rush out. Honking and braking too late. Bang! A series of crashes rang out. In that instant, the small figure of Luo Chun got hit directly, bike and all, sent flying. He flew back from the impact at high speed, then crashed to the ground, and slid right into a streetlight. His limp body ended up on Ming Feng's side of the road. By the curb? A moment ago, the car was fine. Now there were pieces scattered everywhere. The gruesome wreck made the crowd scream shrilly. Call an ambulance now. Everyone started to panic. More and more people crowded over. The whole intersection became a mess. Behind the crowd, Ning Feng in his mask backed farther away. He stopped about 20 meters from Luo Chun, looked up at the building above, at the huge suspended glass panel, then checked the time. It read 12:35. Bang! Ning Feng made a soft sound and spread his right hand wide. The next moment, the glass panel overhead, the rope snapped. In horror, the workers watched as the glass shook and fell. It was dropping right toward the streetlight, where Luo Chun lay with blood streaming from his head.
His injured head.
Left him unable to control his power properly. He was barely invisible now. Blood poured from his mouth, and in his shrinking pupils, glass fell fast. Crash, with all the screams. Luo Zhen's figure was buried in a thick pile of broken glass. Blood stained the ground bright red. The red light turned green again. He walked across the crosswalk into the wind, glancing at where Luo Chun fell. Right now, his whole body was trembling non-stop. Not from fear, but from excitement. He breathed hard, his heart pounding. Dozens of meters away, he could still see Luo Chun, barely alive. Car parts were scattered everywhere. The streetlight was bent by the crash. He lay covered in blood under all the broken glass. A core Luo family member, one of the most popular of the new awakened Luo Chun. The freeze worked. This was his first time using his evolved power to kill. The brutality in front of him was way more than he'd imagined. This was Luo Chun, who had the power of invisibility. Back when they tried to kidnap Ning Feng's sister, Ning Feng was helpless against him. The guy's tough skin made him impossible to hurt, but now his fate was unknown. Soon, Ning Feng calmed his mood. His blood-red eyes sparkled under the mask. He crossed the street. A menacing smile touched his lips. Behind him, ambulance sirens blared. Ning Feng looked back at where Luo Chun was, then turned into a narrow alleyway between the buildings, and disappeared. Luo Chun won't die today. He did that on purpose. Luo Chun won't die. At least not today. Right before he made his move, Ning Feng changed his mind. He wanted Luo Chun to suffer and despair, then finally drag him to hell. Luo Chun is just the beginning. This dead man's revenge has just started. My revenge as a dead man has only begun. An abandoned factory in the suburbs of Dragon City, surrounded by 10-meter-high walls. Barbed wire charged with electricity was stretched across the top. BZZT, BZZT, BZZT. The sound of constant welding and heavy machinery running echoed through the factory. All around, it was wrecked and messy. Everywhere you looked, mechanical parts of all sizes were piled up. An older man with short, graying hair wore beat-up safety goggles and a blue work uniform. All those muscles make it easy to forget. He's already past 50. Right now he's frowning. With one focused, single eye, he welds an alloy part in his hands. Clear footsteps echo out. The old man doesn't even look back. You're back. How did it go? Hey, not bad. The footsteps come closer. He pulls back his trench coat hood all at once, revealing the black skull mask on Ning Feng's face. Old Meng, check my right hand. It's lagging when I move fast. Old Meng that Ning Feng mentions is the old man welding. He and his sister were saved by Old Meng, a man also persecuted by the Luo Corporation, burning with a desire for revenge. Saved by someone also targeted by the Luo Corporation, burning with hate and revenge. As he speaks, Ning Feng takes off his mask, removes his coat, and unbuttons his shirt. He goes bare-chested and rolls up his pant legs, revealing a shocking sight. His whole chin, both arms, and both legs are all silvery alloy. Ferocious scars cover his torso. In his red eyes, there's a glow that's not human. Let me see. Old Meng, hair gray, puts down his tools, pushes up his safety glasses, gets closer to Ning Feng, lifts his right arm slightly, and squints with his one eye. He checks up and down for a while. All the parts look fine. So it's not the arms issue. Old Meng pats Ning Feng on the shoulder. You're being too impatient. You've had the new arm for how long? Your body still hasn't adjusted yet. A little desync is normal. So, Old Meng glances at Ning Feng's face with interest.
Honestly,
Your face is healing quite well. Those unlicensed surgeons aren't that bad with their skills. At Old Meng's words, Ning Feng turns his head a bit. and looks at the full-length mirror on the ground nearby. The mirror's a bit dirty, but Ningfeng can still see himself clearly. A completely new face. His scars don't keep Ningfeng from seeing himself clearly in the mirror. A totally new appearance, covered in gruesome scars, limbs all replaced with machines. Without the face change, I could never have taken on a new identity and gotten back inside Luo Corporation. After surviving his near death, the first thing Ningfeng did was get a new face and rejoin the Luo Corporation. The most dangerous place is the safest spot. If you want to wipe Luo Corporation out, you've got to get in deep. Are we continuing treatment today? Old Ming's voice calls out. You were out all morning. Don't you want a break? No need. Ningfeng looks away from the mirror and heads to a huge facility on the right. It's a nutrition pod about 2 people tall, with only the front transparent. The rest is thick alloy. Bubbles roll in the nutrient fluid inside, where a girl curls up tightly, wearing a thin white dress. Her hair is silver, and she's small and delicate, with eyes closed, and a beautiful clear face. She looks about 14 or 15. Xiao Yu. Ningfeng gazes at the girl in the pod, and his eyes soften instantly. His metal hand gently touches the pod. Compared to you, your sister's situation is way more complex. Old Meng sighs deeply, lifts his head to look. Much more complicated. Old Meng sighs again, and examines the inside of the pod. Her mind's been through a lot. Her brain is in a self-protective state now.
And
Some of your sister's powers were taken, so her body's fading fast. Luckily, the Luo Corporation guys didn't manage a full extraction, or your sister would have died by now. Metal joints grind noisily as Ningfeng clenches his fists. Luo Corporation. Ningfeng's eyes turn even redder, shining fiercely. Start the treatment. He calms his emotions a bit. Ningfeng says nothing more and walks over to a nearby chair. The chair looks strange, more like a torture device than a real chair. Old Meng shakes his head, follows him over, and helps Ningfeng rest his arm on the chair's armrest. Then he grabs an electric helmet and fits it on Ningfeng's head. Anyone who awakens special powers gets a body way stronger than normal, but everyone's strength still varies. You're the only one who thought of using electric current to boost cell activity, hoping to upgrade your strength this way. Old Meng grumbles, but his hands still quickly adjust the chair's controls. My power isn't strong enough yet, so raising my body's strength. My power isn't strong enough yet, so bulking up is all I can do for now. Ningfeng shows no fear. Use the usual current, right? Old Meng double checks. Ningfeng answers firmly. Make it 50% higher. Double it. Are you crazy? Old Meng stops at the switch, his one eye wide open. Why not just let me electrocute you to death, then? But Ningfeng just sits, unmoved, glancing at his sister in the pod, then quietly steels himself. Double it. I can handle it. Old Meng's head throbs in anger, but still cranks up the current and pushes the start button. A buzzing sound fills the air as the chair powers up. Electricity visibly runs all over Ningfeng, flowing through his entire body. He growls low, clenching his teeth tight, then goes completely still. Only the veins under his tense skin swell, throbbing with his pain. Evening rush hour, downtown Dragon City is packed with cars. Neon lights shine across the whole city. On the congested streets, car horns blare nonstop, and jets swoop above from time to time, shaking the city with noise and vibration. And right in the heart of the busiest district stands Dragon City's landmark, the Luo Corporation headquarters. The Roach Group headquarters building, hundreds of meters tall, towering into the clouds, like a steel spike piercing the sky. By the silver-gray outer walls and those floor-to-ceiling windows, you can sometimes spot window cleaners hanging in midair. Inside the Roach Group building, on the first-floor lobby, a sharp access card beep rings out, wearing a blue uniform with the Roach Group logo. Ningfeng walks with his head down, wearing a baseball cap and a face mask. He quietly enters the building. Ningfeng keeps his head down slightly. His right hand is behind his back. His fingers tap in the air nonstop. He's not wearing gloves. His exposed skin looks like regular skin tone, not that silver-gray alloy. It's not just his limbs. Even his jaw, Whenever Ningfeng comes to Roach Group as an employee, he gets his disguise ready in advance. Gotta be careful if you want to make it far. From the moment he steps into the building, he starts calculating for accidents. Coming to Roach Group's headquarters this late certainly isn't because Ningfeng wants to be a volunteer overtime worker. Even though Luo Chan is already lying in the hospital, technically he's still that superstar, adored by countless fans everywhere. Ningfeng's revenge goes way beyond just hurting him physically. He wants Luo Chan completely ruined. Elevator going up, he's the only one inside. No one else but Ningfeng. When it stops at the 15th floor, he presses down his baseball cap and steps out without hesitation. Leaving the elevator, it's totally empty here. All you see is a long, white corridor, other than some rooms along the way, with black letter signs on the doors. There's no other color. Ningfeng glances at his watch. The minute the hand reaches 12, he instantly speeds up toward the end of the hall on his right. 1 step, 2 steps, 3, up to 21 steps. Ningfeng stops, stands right there, head down again.
He pulls out a small, slick object from his pocket.
Something that looks like a button, and presses it lightly toward his right. 1 second, 2 seconds.
Click.
He squeezes the button in his right hand, flattening it. Totally destroyed. Then puts it back into his pocket. Done. After all that, Ningfeng heads back to the elevator, presses the call button. Soon ding. The elevator opens. Ningfeng walks in as the doors close slowly. In the gap of the door, his face looks even slimmer. At the same time as the elevator goes up, the once empty, bright white corridor on the 15th floor has a wall sliding open. A few people in lab coats file out, arguing as they pass the elevator. Still arguing near the elevator, totally unaware of anything strange. At the same time, Roach Group headquarters. In a massive 100-square-meter conference room upstairs, the decor is ultra-luxurious. Outside the huge windows, the evening sun is fading. Sunlight spills inside, casting everything in a dim gold light. It looks a little gloomy. On one side of the long conference table, several people stand close together, looking around. All of them are men in suits. Their suits are gray and black. Those in the same colors stand together, marking 2 different teams. Gray suits are the PR team. They handle media and public opinion for Roach Group and protect the group's image. Black suits are the investigation team. They're in charge of anything from top to bottom, including secret investigations, doing all sorts of shady stuff behind the scenes. Right now, they're all gathered around a woman in business attire, wearing rimless glasses. Her work badge is pinned to her chest. Woolen, chief secretary of the Roach Group Secretariat. Bang! A heavy sound breaks out. Woolen slams her hand hard on the conference table, leaving a deep handprint. Is the whole PR team useless or what? When you need funding, you all beat your chest to promise you can do it. But when something goes wrong, none of you even dare say a word. Woolen looks pissed. Even her sharp makeup turns almost nasty. She points at the screen behind her. The news playing up there is from today at noon. Invisible Esper Luo Chen, involved in a car accident downtown. Bang! Another thud. Now, there are matching handprints on the table. News is everywhere online right now. And not only aren't you trying to control it, the investigation team, you guys too. Up till now, you still haven't given me any answers on the cause. Just telling me he's in the hospital. Useless. Woolen points at several people nearby. She keeps chewing them out. No one dares say a word. Well, did you find out or not? She hits them with another angry shout. Finally, someone speaks up. It's a short-haired guy, Secretary General. Right after the accident, we were on site. Checked all the street cameras, even dash cams from passing cars. It's just an accident. That's all. Luo Chan was jaywalking when the light was red, and kept his head visible the whole time. So, the short-haired guy keeps going, and nods at Woolen with his eyes toward the big screen behind him. It's replaying footage of Luo Chen on his motorcycle, speeding through the red light, not caring at all, and getting hit and sent flying with his bike. Woolen doesn't reply right away. She breathes heavily, frowning and not looking at the big screen. She's watched this video countless times. Already cursed Luo Chen in her heart a million more. Warned him so many times to keep a lower profile. but he never listens. Wulan is getting more annoyed and seems to recall something. Why did Luo Chen drop his invisibility anyway? With Wulan pressing for an answer, the investigation guys in black suits glance at one another. No one wants to answer. Finally, it's the short-haired guy who speaks. A pencil, the short-haired guy adds. A regular pencil. Wulan frowns again. Under her stare, the short-haired guy reaches into his pocket and pulls out a dash cam, hooks it up to the big screen, and soon the video feed changes to footage from inside a car at a crowded bus stop. A hand in a black glove shows up through a crack and places a pencil upright at the corner of a trash can. Then a car splashes some water and knocks the pencil down. An old man steps forward to pick it up. Then the car splashes water again, hits the pencil. Old man bends to pick it up and accidentally bumps into someone eating. So what you're telling me is, the reason Luo Zhen is a cripple now is a damn pencil? Wulan raises her brow, sounding totally skeptical. But for now, she's out of options. The video is right there after all. A series of accidents led to Luo Chen's car crash. Bad luck is all you can call it. That's the only explanation.
Anyway,
We need a press conference now. Get the crowd's attention off this. Find a couple hot topic Esper CPs lately. And leak a few juicy affairs. Can't let one Luo Chen mess with the whole group's profits. Wulan regains control quick and gives out orders. At the same time, by the thick doors outside the meeting room, Ning Feng in that blue uniform, holding a stack of papers, head down, heads toward the conference room, walking fast. Suddenly, someone behind him calls out, "Xiao Feng!" It's so late. You're still here? Ning Feng freezes, stops right where he is. A guy in a suit, slick back hair, cigar between his lips, big, smiling, and tall, comes over slowly.
he takes a deep puff of his cigar.
Then says, "That's what I call Employee of the Year." Gotta hand it to you. Manager Chun Ning Feng turns around. An outstanding employee really does have a different attitude. Manager Chun Ning Feng turned around. His usually cold face forced out a faint smile. Ning Feng, who'd been called, looked up.
He lifted the stack of documents in his hand.
I just remembered I forgot to deliver a batch of files. On the name badge pinned to his chest, the name wasn't Ning Feng. It was Feng Ning. That's why people say he's an outstanding employee. If everyone in the group were like you, our Luo group wouldn't always be stuck at second in the country. Manager Chan that Ning Feng mentioned had eyes that crinkled as he smiled. Meanwhile, Ning Feng's smile was clearly fake. He... The rush of footsteps interrupted their conversation. A female secretary in business attire was holding a tablet. She hurried toward the meeting room behind Ning Feng. Manager Chun took a deep breath of his cigar. Blowing smoke, he looked like he was enjoying the show. Seems like things aren't looking good. Feng, hold up, don't leave yet.
I'm guessing.
We'll probably need you to clean up this meeting room later. With that, he headed for the meeting room. As he brushed past Ning Feng, the forced smile disappeared from Ning Feng's face. He pressed down the brim of his baseball cap, quietly followed them in. Can someone tell me, what the hell is going on? Inside the meeting room, Wu Lan's hair was messy. Tell me what's going on here. Inside the meeting room, Wu Lan's hair was a mess, and their eyes behind rimless glasses were full of disbelief. How did all this stuff end up getting posted so brazenly on so many platforms? The group invested so much money. Normally, whenever someone posted bad news about us, the platforms would take it down right away. We've always had this unspoken agreement. So who can tell me why so many negative stories about Luo Zhen are all trending at the top online? The searches are staying hot. Wu Lan's voice was hoarse and looked close to breaking down. 4 years ago at Night City Bar in Longcheng, Luo Chen and 2 other superpowered employees from Luo Group kidnapped 3 female college students. They caused their deaths. It was covered up as a simple compensation case. 3 years ago, Luo Chen drove drunk and was speeding the wrong way on the Longcheng Ring Road late at night, hitting and dragging a pregnant woman for over 200 meters. The outcome? Not even his license was revoked. A year ago, Luo Chen tricked a female fan into trusting him and did it with more than one person. This January, this March, and earlier this month. Each of those crimes is punishable by death. But when put together, they exploded online today. All the big media are scrambling to report it. The buzz keeps building higher and higher. Damn it, seriously, damn it. Wu Lan looked at the tablet, reading report after report and cursed. Really, damn it. Wu Lan looked at the tablet in his hand. One news story after another about Luo Chen, and was so angry he was trembling. Crack, crack. The sound of the tablet screen shattering came from his grip. Find out, dig into it. Who posted these things and where? This stuff? Find out who did it. I swear I'll tear them apart myself. Wu Lan was so worked up.
His palm
Actually started to grow animal fur. Even his nails turned longer and sharper. His pupils behind the glasses turned yellow and almond-shaped. With Wu Lan about to lose control, everyone around stayed silent, even backing away a bit, scared they'd be his punching bag. Who ticked off our beautiful Secretary General? Why is she so angry? Creak. The big conference room door swung open easily. Manager Chen still chewing his cigar. Wei Zhisheng. You're here first, Manager Chen. A chorus of greetings to Manager Chen came from the subordinates in the room. Wu Lan, who almost lost control just now, was now gripping the table. Even though she'd already crushed part of the desk, she was holding herself back as much as possible.
claws.
The hair and pupils returned to normal. What are you doing here? Wu Lan kept a cold face. If I didn't come, you'd tear this room apart. Manager Chen took the stack of files from Ning Feng behind him and put them on the table. Then, glancing at the reporting secretary, he leaned a little closer. So, did you guys find out where those stories were uploaded? Faced with Manager Chen suddenly closing in, the secretary was smiling, but it felt like a giant shadow looming over her. She trembled all over and started to stutter. We found it. It was... Speak up, Manager Chen's voice rose. It was uploaded from the server room on the 10th floor of headquarters. The secretary almost collapsed, barely able to stay standing. As soon as she said this, Wu Lan, who was about to go catch someone, stared wide-eyed, then shoved Manager Chen aside and grabbed the secretary by the collar. Say it again. Which server room? On the 15th floor. That's why all those media outlets blew it up, thinking this was our company decision, and that we were throwing Luo Chen under the bus. After the secretary finished, she was tossed aside like a chick by Wu Lan. A sense of doom hung over Wu Lan's head. Damn it, I should have known. He stared at the big screen behind him, where Luo Chen's accident was playing on loop. He stared hard at the screen behind him, where Luo Chen's crash kept replaying. The hand that set down a pencil. He stared at the screen behind him, where Luo Chen's accident played on repeat. The hand that set down a pencil. That hand with the pencil was burned into his memory. This wasn't an accident. Luo Chen's problem wasn't an accident. Someone made it look like one on purpose, tricking all of us. The more Wu Lan thought, the more anxious he grew. The crash replaying over and over felt like a knife in his chest. But Luo Chen really did run a red light and cause the wreck, leading to serious injury. Manager Chen's eyes narrowed. He stubbed out his cigar with his bare hand. That's what I can't figure out the most. Lan lowered his head a bit, biting his nails. Whoever posted the dirt picked today of all days, when all our security below level 20 was down for maintenance, and snuck into the level 15 server room. That person is almost definitely someone from inside our company. Manager Chen snorted. He rewatched all the security footage Luo Chen provided. From every angle, with so many camera angles the whole time. The person who set the pencil down never once showed up on screen. Interesting. I'm really curious what their ability is. Whatever ability they have. They came prepared. Wu Lan frowned deeply, walking to the huge windows. Manager Chen joined him. The two of them looked down through the glass at the main steps outside the building. They leaned in, both peering down. At the big crowd by the front steps, it was packed with media reporters, all pushing to get in. Let's deal with the trouble in front of us first, then see if we can dig up clues from Luo Chen, Wu Lan muttered to himself. Right then, nobody in the meeting room looked happy, because the one stirring up this chaos was still in the dark. In the corner, Ning Feng in his work uniform kept his eyes on the two by the window.
His gaze was intense and chilling.
Wu Lan went quiet. After all settles, you'll be next. Through the huge glass window, the sunset outside was almost gone. A new moon was rising. City lights began to shine. In the corner, Ning Feng trembled slightly, seemingly struggling to hold back his emotions. He stared at the people by the window, fingers in the air behind them, tapping endlessly. From Luo Group, the three sent to kidnap his sister, except Luo Chen. The other two will be right here in 6 days. 6 more days. His fingers suddenly stopped tapping, and his crazed look returned to calm. He cleaned up the table corner that Wu Lan had wrecked, and slipped away without anyone noticing. The evening breeze was strong, nearly blowing off Ning Feng's cap.
He stood beneath the Luo Group tower.
Looking up from below, Ning Feng's hat brim. He stood outside the Luo Group building, looking up from below. In the dark night, this towering building looked even colder and more sinister. With my strength right now, I'm still no match for Chunmo. Ning Feng's thoughts turned. A limitless view appeared. Semi-transparent data that only I can see. Dashboard. Ning Feng's superpower level. Gamma Gamma unexpected expansion. Ability progress. 3100. This so-called system lets my power evolve every time the progress bar fills up. So each time I undergo an evolution. That's how I went from Delta Delta class to suddenly evolving into Gamma Gamma class. Unexpected expansion. But for now, another evolution is out of the question anytime soon. Ning Feng withdrew his thoughts. The semi-transparent panel vanished as well. He gave one last glance at Luo Group's building, then turned to leave. Although we're both Gamma Gamma level superhumans, Chunmo seems to be among the strongest. It's tough dealing with him right now, so I guess I'll have to settle for Wu Lan. You'll be my next target. In the darkness, he rubbed his eyes with his hand, just like a normal person's black eyes. But his pupils turned back to a fierce blood red. Night deepened. He looked just like a hungry ghost out for blood. Before heading back to the factory, there's one last thing to do. Ning Feng's lips curled into a cruel smirk. Such a wild reaction online. When I'm this cruel. Such a wild reaction online. If the person involved has no clue, wouldn't that be a shame? Right now he wanted to go check it out. After falling from the glass in a car accident, Luo Chan became almost like a vegetable. According to Luo Group's plans, Luo Chan tonight is being moved back to an internal care room in the company, which means the only time I can make a move is while they're transferring him. So with doctors and guards all watching during the transfer, how can I get close to Luo Chen? Longcheng University affiliated hospital outside. A figure mumbled to himself while raising 5 fingers in the air. Unexpected calculation started. It's 1 a.m. 5 years in a row. This is Longcheng's biggest hospital. Top-tier hospital. Best medical level in town. Longcheng University affiliated hospital's inpatient building. Super fancy inside. There's a supermarket, copy shop, milk tea shop, even a cafe all lined up. Feels nothing like a hospital. More like a fancy office building. Downstairs by the elevators in the inpatient building, one of the elevators opened slowly. A doctor in a white coat wearing glasses, 2 fully armed guards, and Luo Chen hooked to an 4 lying on a mobile hospital bed. At this moment, his entire body wrapped tight in bandages and gauze. Only his eyes and nostrils were exposed. All you can see are his eyes and nostrils. He lay in bed, unmoving. He was once a shining star among the new generation of powered people. Now he can only lay here waiting to die. Yeah, it's me. What now? Alright, I'll head up now. The doctor's name tag. Read Dr. Wang. As he stepped out of the elevator, he got a call from the hospital. You guys go wait in the car? I'll be right back. After Dr. Wang finished speaking, he pressed the button for the 13th floor himself. As the elevator doors closed, about 10 meters away in the hospital lobby, another figure in a white coat, wearing glasses, with a name tag also saying Dr. Wang, whose face looked exactly like the Dr. Wang supposed to take the elevator up. Absolutely identical, except under his black eyes. A flash of red looked a little creepy. This Dr. Wang glanced down at his watch. The time showed 1:06. He started slowly walking out of the inpatient building. But he moved incredibly slowly. A walk of maybe 10 meters took him about 2 minutes. During that stretch, he brushed past 4 patients' families and heard carts rolling behind him delivering goods for the supermarket, with ropes snapping and noisy things falling over. Through it all, he didn't look anywhere else. From start to finish, his gaze never shifted from his watch. He just kept staring at his wristwatch. But interestingly, he somehow always managed to avoid bumping into people or stepping in puddles on the floor. At 1:08, the fake Dr. Wang, really Ningfeng in disguise, finally showed up outside the inpatient building. Right in front of him, people were loading up Luo Chan for the trip to Luo Group, and the black sedan glowed faint red. So fast, the guards by the sedan were surprised to see Dr. Wang back so quickly. Their faces showed shock. "Let's hurry." Ningfeng put on his white mask, offering no explanation, then climbed into the back of the car.
He smiled wickedly under the mask.
His eyes sneaking glances around the car, staring at Luo Chen, lying in bed with his eyes closed. "We meet again," snuffs out his cigarette, casually tosses it to the ground, and steps on it. The 2 guards followed into the back of the car. Inside the big sedan, 4 people plus a hospital bed, felt pretty cramped. Bang, bang, bang. Someone knocked on the iron divider to the driver. A guard shouted, "Let's go." Next moment, the engine started. The car pulled away from the inpatient building. About 2 minutes later, once the sedan carrying Luo Chun was long gone, the real Dr. Wang rushed out of breath, looked around the empty space in front of the building. But the sedan was nowhere to be seen. He was left totally confused. "Where's the car?" He looked for a bit. Dr. Wang could only shake his head helplessly, then checked the time. "Guess they left without me. At least I get off early. Hope nothing goes wrong. If Luo Group asks about it, I better cover myself,"
He said and turned to leave.
In the middle of the night, cars were still zipping down Longcheng's main roads. So many passing by, even faster than in the morning. And a black sedan was speeding, overtaking cars non-stop. Working this late at night? I'm honestly exhausted. Why can't someone else do this? I still have a shift tomorrow. All right, quit whining.
Inside the car,
The 2 guards kept complaining to each other. Ningfeng, quiet in the corner, checked his watch unnoticed. 1:20, it's time, Ningfeng said to himself. Next moment, boom, a loud noise came from outside the car. Right after, the whole car slammed on the brakes hard. A violent crash coming from outside the car. After the sudden stop, the hospital bed, which was supposed to be secured inside, slid forward from the force. Bang! It smacked into the seats unexpectedly, leaving a deep mark on the divider. The 2 guards fell, hitting themselves pretty hard. It stung. No one noticed that the quiet-looking doctor in the corner sat perfectly still. More than still. It looked like, right before the stop, he was already gripping the seat tight, like he knew it was coming. What kind of driving is this? One guard got up and knocked on the divider, shouting at the driver in frustration, complaining to the front. The truck in front dropped its load all over the road. "So there's nothing I can do," the driver replied innocently. "Wait a second. I'll go take a look. Hurry up. If it's bad, just go around." The guard sounded really annoyed, kept talking, while massaging his bruised spots. Still, during all this, no one checked if Luo Chen, lying on the bed, all wrapped in bandages, got hurt even more during the stop. Ningfeng sat in the corner, coldly watching everything. He looked at his watch. Seconds ticked by. They waited in the car for about 3 or 4 minutes, and the driver still didn't come back. Instead, the arguing outside the car kept getting louder. The 2 escorts in the car with them had totally lost their patience, gestured for Dr. Ningfeng to watch Luo Chen carefully. Then they opened the back door to check things out. So, the crowded rear compartment suddenly felt much more spacious. Now only 2 people remained. One sat there, unscathed. The other lay pitifully on the hospital bed. The timing was just right. Everything quieted down. In the corner, Ningfeng glanced away from his watch. A red flash shimmered in his black eyes. He slowly stood up, bending over, looking down at Luo Chan on the bed. On the rack by the bed, The fourth drip slowly dripped nutrition into him. The heart monitor kept beeping. Luo Chen's closed eyes and faint breathing meant he was still alive. A car accident and then something falling from high above. 2 back-to-back accidents. Left you almost in a vegetative state. Your entire body, except your eyes, can't move at all. You can't even talk. Ningfeng took off his mask, so his voice could be heard more clearly. His face showed no expression, but his eyes were filled with naked killing intent. That beeping, Ningfeng's words seemed to. Only the look in his eyes showed raw murderous intent. That beeping, Ningfeng's words, seemed to agitate Luo Chen on the bed. On the monitor, the once flat line started to spike. The beeping got real fast now, but his eyes stayed shut. Seeing nothing from him, Ningfeng actually smiled a little. He leaned closer to the bed and whispered slowly, "I know you can hear me. You were once the brightest rising superhuman. Now you'll spend the rest of your life stuck in bed. That's rough. People said you just had some bad luck. But was it really just an accident?" Ning's sudden change in tone made Luo Chen jerk his eyes open. He stared deathly at Ningfeng. But that face, he was sure, except for a few times during rounds at the hospital, they never crossed paths. "Don't you want to know who did this to you?" Ningfeng squinted and gave a mysterious smile. Luo Chen couldn't answer, but the frantic monitor beeps were answer enough. Ningfeng gave Luo Chen a strange look. He said nothing more, pulled out a phone from his pocket, tapped it and played a video. It was a first-person shot. He even held the screen closer so Luo Chen could see. Filmed from Luo Chen's eyes. He even moved the screen right up close for him. Luo Chen's eyes darted fast, fixed on the screen. The video was short. He could see clearly. The person filming stood by a bus stop on the street and placed a pencil on the trash can. Then some cars went by. An old man picked up the pencil. A passerby fought for it. And on a bike, Luo Chen revealed himself, removing his head disguise. One chain reaction after another, step by step, all connected. And finally, the video froze. On Luo Chen, covered in blood, buried under glass shards. He was soaked in blood. Click, the phone screen went dark. Totally paralyzed, Luo Chen's eyes went wide. His breathing was frantic. Beep, beep, beep. The heart monitor was shrieking now. Ningfeng seemed to think of something. He gave a comforting smile, quickly searched his phone, and kept showing Luo Chen more. He even gave play-by-play commentary. "Oh, almost forgot to tell you. You're useless now. But online, you've been trending for days." Tisk, so ironic. Before the accident, things were calm. Afterward, all your dirt got dumped online at once. Every dark secret of the so-called next-gen star got exposed all at once. The most famous superhuman of your time. Ningfeng paused a moment, then shook his head slowly, grinning crazily.
Honestly,
Now you're just the most hated has-been. Beep, 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 beep. The erratic waves on the heart monitor. Luo Chen was struggling to breathe. "Here's a special message for you. That pencil on the trash can. And all the dirt online. All my handiwork." Ningfeng's dark eyes barely hid their blood-red glow. "Remember that blind girl you tried to forcefully take the broken ability from?" As Ningfeng spoke, veins bulged, and killing intent poured off him. Luo Chen lay frozen in bed. His pupils suddenly shrank in fear. Beep, 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 beep. He desperately tried to move, but his body wouldn't budge. Utter despair filled his heart. Now he finally understood how he ended up like this. "Doesn't matter if you remember, because I remember it all. I remember you broke my arms and legs yourself, and ripped off my jaw, left me unable to move, unable to call for help. Now you'll know how that feels." A terrifying smile stretched across Ningfeng's face as he spoke. That same horrible smile twisted his features. All while he talked, he reached into his lab coat and pulled out a syringe. Inside was a yellow-brownish liquid. "But a useless man still can't keep a secret. I wanted to let you live a while. See Luo Group fall with your own eyes. Guess you're not that lucky. Blame Wulan, that stupid woman. She just had to try prying some info from you. She wanted answers. And you know, only the dead can keep a secret forever. Paralyzing someone's whole body destroys them physically, So I staged the accident and destroyed your reputation to ruin you in society. I posted all your secrets so you'd lose hope and break your spirit. And finally, there's one last step to revenge. I want you to die quietly in endless agony. Suffer in silence. That's why I'm telling you when you'll die, making you regret living as the clock ticks down. See this syringe in my hand? Ningfeng pulled off the needle cap. The tip gleamed coldly. Inside here is enough poison to kill a top gamma. Even a gamma-class superhuman directly hits the central nervous system of the brain. So you'll experience making you feel like a million ants are chewing your brains out until you die. How's that? Like it? Took me a lot to get this stuff, you know. Ling Feng kept smiling. The grin was twisted, set off by those bloodshot eyes, making him look seriously creepy. That syringe inched closer to him. Luo Chan, stuck in bed, finally understood what hell felt like. Terror and despair made him want to scream, but not a sound came out. He tried to look toward the closed door, tried to see the two escorts, hoping they'd help him. Ningfeng caught all of this. The monitor kept shrieking non-stop, showing Luo Zhen's mind was breaking down. Your heartbeat's too loud. Relax, it won't hurt. You're paralyzed, so you can't feel a thing. If you're hoping those guards come back, don't waste your energy. By my calculation, they won't be back for a while. With that, Ningfeng twisted Luo Chan's neck, pressed the needle to his vein, and pushed the plunger. All the yellow-brown liquid entered him. This stuff should take 40 minutes to work. Enjoy your last moments. Ling Feng smiled and said, don't be scared. Ningfeng smiled and said, don't be afraid. Soon, I'll send more people to join you. Don't mention it. Having done all this, he quietly packed his tools, and even thoughtfully unplugged the heart monitor from Luo Chan. Peace returned to the carriage once again. It was now 1:31 a.m. Asterisk click, asterisk. The closed rear door was open again. The two guards who went to check the situation returned looking annoyed. Damn, night missions are a pain. And we hit such a stubborn idiot. He flipped his own truck while hauling, and now everyone's blocked behind him. If we weren't told not to cause trouble, I would have taken care of him by now. Why should I take this crap? The two sat back, cursing. They glanced at Luo Chang gasping in bed, and paid him no more mind. Soon the vehicle restarted. After 20 minutes of driving, they finally reached the Luo group. The patient is out of danger now, but his total paralysis won't improve anytime soon. Outside the Luo group headquarters, Ningfeng, disguised as Dr. Wang, was handing over to the receiving staff. Why are his eyes wide open? He looks terrified. The receiver frowned. Frowning, staring at the wide-eyed Luo Chan, he questioned Ningfeng. Ningfeng calmly pulled out his phone, turned on the flashlight, and shone it into Luo Chan's eyes. This is normal. The patient just woke up, realizing his body is completely paralyzed. It's like sleep paralysis. It's normal to feel afraid. He'll be fine once he adjusts. Ningfeng smirked, glanced at the staring, desperate and terrified Luo Chan, gave a few instructions, and left in plain sight. The night was deep. In his white coat, Ningfeng vanished into the shadows. Time passed. At 2:11 a.m., a series of frantic screams erupted inside the Luo group building. Luo Zhan, who was lying in bed in the special care unit, suddenly had bloodshot eyes that then burst. Blood bled from his nose, mouth, and ears. While the staff panicked, he struggled for minutes before dying. Asterisk slap. Asterisk the next morning. The sound of a heavy slap echoed through an office on the top floor of the building. Useless! You can't even do this right! A pale young man with slicked hair, his eyes bloodshot, viciously slapped Wu Lan. She held her swollen cheek, terrified. She bowed, accepting his wrath. Who do you think got you to where you are today? Is this how you repay me? He was fine when he arrived, but as soon as he was admitted, he died in under 5 minutes. What use are you useless idiots? The young man was furious. He stepped forward, grabbing Wu Lan's slender neck, and lifting her off the ground. Her face turned bright red. As she struggled for air, the group's top young talent was killed right under our noses. And you still have no clues? The man threw her aside. slamming Wu Lan to the floor. She coughed violently, then rose quickly in a panic. Her voice was raspy. We have a primary suspect. When Luo Chan had the accident, this person was there. We suspect an insider. The young man closed his eyes, tilting his head back. He took a deep breath. Scour everything. Find this guy. My powers are unstable lately. Until you have results, don't bother me. He stormed out. Wu Lan clutched her red neck, glaring at him with hatred. A spoiled brat from a side branch. Without our power transplant, you'd be rotting in some backwater. Asterisk clang, 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 asterisk. The sound of metal echoed in the factory, dragging his tired body and shedding his disguise. Ningfeng returned to his true self. He chewed expressionlessly. On a dark energy bar, his red eyes plotted something horrific. With Luo Chen gone, my skill proficiency finally went up. Now I just wait for the chance to send Wu Lan after him. Ability level, Gamma. Ability expansion unlocked. Progress, 15/100ths. A hologram floated before him. Progress grew from 3 to 15. Only by killing with my power can one increase progress. In other words, Luo Chan only gave me 12 points. Defeating enemies adds progress. In other words, Luo Chan only gave 12 points. That's quite low. Ningfeng shook his head. He looked at Old Meng inside, forging something with a hammer. Amid the clanging metal, the old radio nearby broadcasted the news. This morning, Dragon City's Luo Group held a press conference. They stated their hero, Luo Chen, died from severe injuries. Despite medical efforts, the spokesperson said they were unaware of his crimes and strongly condemned them. They will cooperate with police and compensate the families. The group emphasized that, since its founding, they have strictly managed their heroes. Ningfeng sneered and turned off the radio. What a load of crap. Classic Luo Group style. Old Meng saw the radio go off and stared at Ningfeng confused. Hey, wait. I was listening to that.
The rest?
It's just corporate brainwashing. It's a waste of time. Ningfeng swallowed his last bite and sat on the electric chair. He swallowed the last bit and sat back on the electric chair. Wait, again. Are you addicted to being shocked? Old Meng saw what he was doing and was speechless. You were out all night. Now you want the chair instead of sleep. Are you a masochist? I need to hurry. Just turn on the power and set the timer. Get back to your forging. Don't mind me. Ningfeng looked calm, glancing at the nutrition tank, where his sister still slept. 5 more days. The bastards who hurt you, they will all pay the price. Before going to the group to upload the dirt on Luo Chan, Ningfeng had already calculated the path for the next accident. A fatal accident for the secretary, the cat claw witch Wu Lan. How to kill Wu Lan with a perfect alibi. The answer, April 7th, 5:30 p.m. She be interviewed by the media. And go to the meeting room, 5:40 p.m. Use an untraceable number to call Wu Lan's private phone. 5:43 p.m. Call 3 times. After hanging up, finally speak to her as a whistleblower to meet alone. 6:01 p.m. at the Luo Group. Requested a private meeting with Wu Lan. 6:01 p.m. by the floor-to-ceiling windows in the Roach Group's top floor meeting room. Shared the concept of the accident formula with Wu Lan. 6:11 p.m. under Wu Lan's mocking gaze. Poured her a glass of strong liquor. 6:15 p.m. left the Roach Group building. Walked to the end of the building steps. Stopped by the second-to-last streetlight on the left. At the same time, the sky, which was originally cloudy, at 232 meters above ground, a worker operating on a suspended platform noticed. The tower crane operator behind him had a heart attack and passed out. The out-of-control crane pulled the heavy platform frame, crashing into the floor-to-ceiling window in front. Bang! With a series of loud crashes, Lan the cat claw witch used her power, got hooked by an iron hook on the platform. Her belt was flung outside the building wall. After predicting the exact sequence of the accident, Ningfeng couldn't help but feel amazed. With each use of the accident expansion ability, the paths he calculated became clearer. His predictions got more precise. He could almost see what was about to happen in his mind. Even the details felt incredibly real. He wondered if his ability kept evolving, how far it could go. Caught in the moment, Ningfeng felt a surge of emotion. April 7th, let Wu Lan live a few more days. Focus shifts. April 7th, let Wu Lan live a few more days, bringing the focus back to now. Inside the factory, Ningfeng sitting in the electric chair, noticed Lao Meng strapping him in, then flipped the electric chair switch. With a harsh sizzling noise, visible electric arcs spread out, running all through Ningfeng's body. Intense pain made Ningfeng feel like he would explode. His pupils reddened, veins popped up, his whole body shook uncontrollably. Even so, he stayed silent, clenched his teeth. Even with blood at the corner of his mouth, he didn't stop. Her origin, enhanced type ability user. Nickname, Cat Claw Witch. Adopted by the Roach Group's Pang family at 12. Joined Roach Group officially at 15. Started from the lowest position. Spent 10 years to become chief secretary. Violent, unpredictable personality. Long-term heavy drinker. Loses control of her power when drunk. Caused 6 serious injuries within the team. In her 3 years as chief secretary, used illegal means, covered up 100 major accidents for Roach Group. Hid over 100 serious incidents. Embezzled hundreds of millions in employee compensation. Directly ruined dozens of families. Abused her position to seize medical resources, causing 2 kids under 10 to miss timely, effective treatment. Children died without timely care. Ningfeng quietly counted Wu Lan's crimes in his heart. Each crime was full of resentment and killing intent. His body struggled against the electricity. Only his blood-red eyes stayed firm the whole time.
He saw again how the Roach Group once came.
Forced to take his sister, how Ningfeng was tortured, limbs broken. His sister knelt before Wu Lan, begging for Ningfeng's life. But instead, Wu Lan slapped his sister over and over. One slap after another fell on his sister's face. Then she took the device used to extract powers and stabbed it into Ningfeng's sister's neck. Slap, slap, slap. Those slaps still echo in his memory. Ningfeng can never forget. The heartbreak and endless rage. Life and death were in other people's hands. Watching his loved one get tortured. He hated being so powerless. It's like being dead. A surge of strong current went through Ningfeng's body. He let out a low animal growl. And the movie sequence ended there. Ningfeng gasped for air, his whole body soaked in cold sweat. He looked at his sister in the nutrient chamber. A flash of gentleness in his eyes, quickly replaced by a furious roar.